Today I've got my hands on the new UGOOS UT8 Pro. Now this is a brand new premium quality full Android 11 4K TV box. And this one is actually powered by a brand new chipset by Rockchip. Quickly put the specs up on the screen. So this is powered by the Rockchip RK3568 Quad-core clocked at 2 GHz. For graphics, you've got the Mali G52 with 8 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. We do have Wi-Fi 6 with dual antennas, so you've got your internal Wi-Fi antenna and then you've got two external antennas that you can see right there. We've got Bluetooth version 5, a Gigabit LAN, MicroSD card slot. This is running full Android version 11, supports 4K HDR at 60 FPS with HDMI 2.1, 5.1 surround sound, and comes with a standard infrared remote control. Now quick look what you get inside the box. So we have a user manual, HDMI cable, power supply, and you can see the voltage information. A remote control which does have a built-in microphone for your voice searches, and you can see the microphone button right there. And this is powered by two AAA batteries, and of course the TV box itself. Now the box is made completely from a metal body, and you can see it's finished in this really nice midnight blue color. So on the front we have nothing. On the side we have an aux in, audio jack, we've got a microSD card slot, USB 3, USB 2, and if we keep going, we've got a Gigabit LAN, two more USB 3 ports, an HDMI 2.1 port, you've got your SPDIF audio and a power socket. Now on this side, you will see your antennas, ventilation, and a physical power button. And that brings us back to the front. And this is what the bottom of the TV box looks like. So we've got some ventilation. And at the bottom, we've got two reset holes. One says recovery and one says mask ROM. So very interesting box. I like that you've got Wi-Fi 6. You've got three USB 3 ports, which is very handy. You've also got the microSD card and a Gigabit LAN and your SPDIF. So pretty much feature packed, lots of expansion options. I can't wait to see how this one performs. So without any further ado, let's go ahead, get this all set up and find out exactly how good it really is. I'll be right back.
So first of all, I ran a boot up speed test, and this TV box took only 26 seconds to fully load the home screen from a cold start. Now the home screen is a full Android desktop setup, and immediately I'm happy to see that you do have a drop down status bar at the top and a navigation bar at the bottom. Now if we head over to the main system settings, go to device preferences and check out the system storage info, you will see that this box has 64 gigs of internal storage, from which you have 56 gigs free to use. And if we have a quick look in about, you will see that this box is running full Android version 11. And as usual in UGOOS TV boxes, there are lots of features and I'll quickly skim through them. So quick look under input and devices, you have HDMI CEC, keyboard and autofill, button manager, and something new here, we have menu button. So the menu button on the remote can be customized in various different ways, which is a new feature. You also have mouse settings, and the USB can also be customized from host to OTG and so on and so forth. Now under display and sound, you have some resolution settings. Under color, you have some modes and picture settings to play around with. Screen position can also be adjusted along with the screen orientation. We do have automatic frame rate, and here is a quick look at the settings for this feature. And under advanced sound settings, you can see some of the compatible audio formats supported by this box. Next up, under panels and interface, we have system bars, so you can switch on and off both status and navigation bars. You have recent application window, hardware monitor, which gives you real-time system info for your CPU, network, RAM, and lots more. This info can be activated with a floating window to the far left of the screen, or you can just have it on the status bar at the top, so pull down with the mouse when you want to see that info. Now under home screen, you can see that there is only one pre-installed home screen. Now the voice input application can actually be changed from UGOOS to Google Assistant, which I'm immediately going to do. And finally, you can change the animation options from here as well. Now quick look under power options, you have stay awake, screensaver, energy saver, power key and timer action, and wake up from motion. Super User allows you to root and unroot your device on demand. And thereafter you have Google Assistant, location, accessibility options, reboot and advanced settings, which takes you to the full Android version of system settings. Now, as soon as I connected to Wi-Fi, a firmware update has just popped up on the screen. It's only 278 KB in size, and you can see the changelog. It will add HDR support for VP9 and adding Plex Media Server support too. So it's good to see this box is supported by firmware updates. Good job, UGOOS. So now let's check out the complete system apps. What apps you get as standard. I have not installed anything yet, so this comes with a few apps to get you started, including Chrome, AirScreen, File Manager, and the full version of the official Google Play Store. So you can go ahead and download your favorite apps, which I'm doing right now. So straight away, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Disney, they all need to be downloaded immediately. Unfortunately, Netflix is not available from the Play Store, so you're going to have to sideload that from an APK, which I will do a little bit later in the video. Now, the first app I tested was AirScreen, which is a screen mirroring app for iOS devices, and unfortunately it seems like the app is not supported, as every time I open the app it simply crashes. So maybe AirScreen will provide an update, but until then AirScreen is not supported. So now it's time to play some 4K video samples from a USB drive, and I'll be doing this with the MX Player app that I just downloaded. So let's begin with the high bitrate Jellyfish demo. So 160 megabits per second is playing nice and smooth with no issues. I also then tested out the 180 megabits per second video file, and also that played absolutely fine. And the biggest test was the 400 megabits per second file, and again that played super smooth with no issues. So lots of power and performance. This box handles high bitrate 4K with no sweat. So now onto some 4K 60 with HDR. Alright, so moving on to the YouTube test, and this box does support YouTube at 4K resolution.
This happened.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen.
Valdez and Grammy-winning Bastion will perform their new song, Marry Me, and exchange vows in front of a streaming audience.
Alright, so now it's time for the Netflix test, and as I mentioned before, Netflix had to be sideloaded, and I used version 6.26, which installed and worked absolutely fine, but a mouse was required in order to navigate, and whilst Netflix did work quite well, unfortunately you were limited to SD quality. Amazon Prime Video also supported maximum SD quality only.
Clearly, Jeremy had done rather more than that.
And unfortunately, Disney Plus did not work. I got to the sign-in page, and after signing in, the app would simply crash every time you open it. Okay, for gaming, we're going to be testing out PUBG Mobile, and here are the graphical settings for this game. Maximum graphics you can select is HD, and maximum frame rate is high. All other graphic options are not available to select. So checking out some of my actual gameplay footage, you can see that the game is smooth and plays very well with no issues or lag. Now for you advanced users, DRM info shows Google Widevine level 3, and here is CPU Z where you can check out the clock speeds. At the top, do note that it says RK3066, which is not actually true, as that is an old CPU clocked at 1.5 GHz and has the Mali 400. This box is running the RK3568, which is so new that CPU Z does not actually recognize the name yet, but it has detected the correct clock speeds and graphics information. Furthermore, this box is running Android 11, and you do have a root switch in settings, so you can decide whether your box comes rooted or not. In the Wi-Fi speed test, we got download speeds of 66 and upload speeds of 18 megabits per second, so quite easily achieving the top download and upload speeds that our office is capable of. And here are the results for the internal disk speeds. So we achieved read and write speeds of 133 megabytes per second. So that brings us to our benchmarks, beginning with Geekbench, single core 161 and multi-core score of 490. And in AnTuTu, we achieved 134K. So let's see how that compares with the others. So here is my top Android TV box chart for 2022, showing you the latest TV boxes and seeing how they compare with each other. Now all the boxes are ranked by a score out of 5, and I have kept some of the best boxes of last year to start off this chart. So as you can see, the new UGOOS UT8 Pro has taken position 10 on this chart with a rating of 4.5 out of 5. And it looks like the new chipset is giving us a better performance than the S922X. Now you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chigztech.com and read them at your leisure. So there you have it, guys. That was the UGOOS UT8 Pro. And here are my thoughts. So first of all, the drawbacks. Netflix and Prime limited to SD quality, and Netflix has to be sideloaded. Disney Plus and Air Screen keeps crashing because those apps probably need updating to work with Android 11. So not really a deal breaker, as I'm sure they will be updated soon. And Widevine Level 3 security means limited capability for 4K streaming. Now on to the positives. You have a great performance from the new Rockchip 3568. General operation is also smooth and fast with Android 11. Did not experience any lag or stuttering while streaming 4K content on YouTube or even playing 4K content from USB drive. UGOOS has jam-packed this TV box with so many features and tweaks, including root options. So in the right hands, this TV box can do so much. Now, if you're just looking for a cheap streaming box, then this is not for you. If you want advanced features including root options, a super fast processor which can even handle PlayStation 2 emulation and ongoing OTA updates, then this is currently one of the best TV boxes for that purpose. Any questions or anything you want me to update, do let me know in the comments and I'll get it done for you guys. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.